Welcome to Ask GCN Anything.
Coming up this week, we have all your questions on endurance. So, multi-day cycling events, fasted, fat-burning training, and more.
Endurance for January, like it.
Endure and enjoy.
Oh. Yes, and remember, if you want to get involved in next week's show, then use the hashtag TalkBack. And if you've got any training questions, then use the hashtag AskGCNTraining, and you'll also be in with a chance of winning 3 months free subscription from Zwift.
Don't forget, leave your questions on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube. We will find them.
Yeah, we will. I reckon we should crack on with some questions. You ready?
Right, first up.
Right, we're going to go straight in on a nice, really good question, actually, from Lemon Teal Revolution Velo. I like that. Hi, Global Cycling Network. I have just gone up a race category for next season, and I have a 9-stage road race scheduled in August. The most I've ever raced before is 2 stages. Have you any training tips of how to prepare for such a long multi-day event? Should I be trying to replicate the 9-day block in my training program? And how easy a week should I have imminently before the event? Love the show. Thanks, Callum in France.
Right, Callum, that's going to be tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
9-day race.
Yeah, but it's good though. I love a stage race.
Yeah. So the first thing to remember is that it's actually really rare to replicate a stage race in training. It's unlikely that you'll ever go out and train back-to-back for 9 days because you'll lose the quality of your training for a start.
Yeah, you'll never actually do what the race is.
No.
For example, you will never go out and just go 9 days, replicate the race. It's just not going to happen. So we've actually put our heads together,
Yeah.
and we've worked out a program that will hopefully take you from where you are now to completing a 9-day stage race, and hopefully in really good fitness.
So you'll condense your training into blocks of 3 to 4 days, or 2 days to start with, before a rest day, and that will ensure that you keep the quality in your training, but also help you increase the load. And also there's a progression at the end of it. So if you start with a recovery day on a Monday.
Recovery day on a Monday is lovely. I used to do that.
Generally, most of us have more time on the weekends to train. And then on the Tuesday, when your legs are still not quite 100% perhaps from the weekend, you can target your sprint work, because you need to learn to sprint when you're slightly tired.
Yeah, and if you are wondering what kind of sprint work to do, then we've actually got some videos of Chris showing you some sprint sessions.
Yep, and then Wednesday's kind of a great day for your threshold riding. So 30 to 40 minutes of zone 4 and maybe slightly above, that sort of training.
Yeah, and you can do that on the turbo or using Zwift, which is a really good way to maximize your time on the turbo.
Yeah, and you can break that workload down into intervals. That'll make it much more manageable and more quality. The Thursday is then 15 to 20 minutes of VO2 to anaerobic, so you're thinking 2 to 3 minute intervals for that. And then ease day on the Friday.
Oh, get your legs up, get a coffee and chill out.
Because the recovery work is when you're actually getting better. As you get more and more tired, your body needs to adapt to that training. And then Saturday and Sunday, endurance, but don't be afraid to include a few intervals in there as well.
Yeah, so this is the kind of weekend where you want to ring up the local club, go out, socialise with all your mates and enjoy being out on the bike. And it also makes the time go a lot faster.
Yep, and as you get fitter and you move forwards, you can then include an extra endurance day on the Friday or on the Monday, but make sure you try and keep those 2 recovery days every 3 to 4 days, so twice a week really.
Yeah, so try to string all that together, so hopefully put in from 4 to 6 weeks and then come back to it and let us know how you get on. Hopefully that really sets you up and gives you a good base for your 9-day stage race.
Our second question is from Ben Body, who writes in saying, I took up cycling in February 2018 for fitness and weight loss. He has lost 16 kilos so far.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible. Good work. And he now has the bug and would like to improve his ability on the bike. The only issue is he has to wake up early before work, waking up at 5:20. So he regularly trains fasted, which I think is fun.
Yeah.
Is there any suggestion to help improve performance in a fasted state? I wake up more sociable hours on the weekend, so I eat before the rides then, but he's worried that 1 ride a week of good quality fueled efforts isn't going to be enough to help him improve. So any help? Great.
Right, Ben. Riding in a fasted state will 100% help you improve. And as long as you're stringing those rides together and keeping them, regular, then you will definitely see the benefits. So waking up at 5:20, yes, it's gonna hurt. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to wake up at 5:20, but trying to get an hour in before work will really benefit you. And you can do this in a fasted state, but you can also do this, with some fuel. So either eating like a sports bar or having an energy drink will actually help you as well.
Yeah, you can eat once you're on the bike, but what we recommend is actually including some intervals of 85 to 90% of your max heart rate, as this will really help boost your aerobic performance whilst you're out there. it means you're not wasting your time.
Yeah, so you can either do that on the turbo or on the road. And Emma has done a video on fasted commuting. So if you fancy riding to work in a fasted state and you want to chuck in some intervals, then this is a video you want to check out.
Fasted training means training when you're in a carbohydrate depleted state. This helps your body adapt to a fat-burning metabolism, which can help you when you take part in long endurance events. In fact, fat burning is one of the components of endurance that a long ride can help you to train.
And the winner of this week's Zwift question is...
Flanders skiers.
Yeah, well done to you. So you've got 3 months free subscription on Zwift coming right your way. But do remember to contact us on Facebook and we'll get the code over to you. For this question, next year I'm an under 23 rider in Belgium. So this winter I have to ride a bunch of hours. Right now I'm also studying for some big exams coming up, and because of that I have to skip some of my big 4-hour rides. Do you know some good replacement sessions of around an hour to an hour and a half? I mean, good for you to ride in Belgium. We used to love riding in Belgium.
Yeah.
I think you also won some big races in Belgium.
Yeah, not
So how can we help?
Right, so Lando, knowing the style of racing that you have over there, the races are decided by your ability to sustain a top-end effort over a long period of time. So,
Correct.
Doing 1 or 2 endurance rides a month of 4, 5 to 6 hours, if you're feeling really motivated and the weather's good, will tide you over in this period whilst you're studying for your exam. So don't worry too much about missing out on the odd 4-hour ride. The sort of intensity to sustain on an endurance ride means that you'll be taking a deep breath if you were having a conversation after every sentence, and then that means you're not pedaling too easily, but you're also not going too hard.
Yeah,
it's
a good way of kind of gauging your effort then.
Yep.
So then you're not going too hard and you're also not going too easy.
But then moving on to those midweek rides or those weekend rides where you've only got an hour to an hour and a half. And as we mentioned before, sustaining effort is what will decide the races. So you want to focus on having a really strong aerobic capacity, and you want to do that with some good intervals at around 88 to 92% of your max threshold power, as it were, so what you can sustain for an hour. If you're using your heart rate, then you want to use a slightly lower number than that, and then you want to build to that over 5 to 7 minutes of the effort. So these efforts, they're anything from 12 to 30 or even up to 60 minutes if you're doing them, and you want to do them a couple of times a week, really.
Yeah, and you really will see the benefit, especially in that short bit of time. So yeah, do what Chris says, put in those efforts in those interval sessions, and then when you've got more time, then you can chuck them into your endurance session too.
Yep, good luck. And don't neglect the shorter efforts, the 3 to 5 minute efforts.
Yeah, some VO2 style efforts. They hurt, but they work.
Great for those little climbs in Belgium.
Yeah, so good luck, and let us know how you get on in the comment section below.
We're on to some Instagram questions now, and Rory writes in with, I can get through a 1-hour endurance session like the one that he commented on, but when I'm outdoors, my endurance suffers once I get over the 2.5 hour mark. Do I need to train indoors for more than 2 hours to improve my endurance?
Yeah, interesting question, and yeah, thank you for commenting on Instagram. We do look at those questions as well. But to answer your question is, have you looked at your fueling strategy? For example, are you fueling correctly? Because endurance suffers a lot if you haven't got the energy or the kind of glucose or the glycogen stores in the body to be able to then progress on to longer rides than an hour, for example.
Yeah, you want to keep them topped up, don't you? Little and often.
Yeah, little and often, it's super key. So try and eat every 20 minutes. Either take a bite of a bar or banana, or a flapjack always seems to work well. And then hopefully you'll be able to increase your endurance. Try increasing it by around 30 minutes. So if you're like nailing on an hour ride, try and get an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, etc., etc. But make sure you're filling, because that really will help. And also hydration.
Yep, and one final pointer, and I know you're a big fan of this.
Go on.
Aim for a cafe at around 3/4 of the way through the ride.
Yes.
Then you've got the perfect opportunity to refuel, and you've also got a good motivator there to aim for, and then it's not too far to get home.
Yeah, and it is easy to forget to drink and eat, but it's really something that you want to get in the habit of doing, because especially if you start racing or whatever, it will come more naturally.
Yep.
I mean, you're a natural eater and drinker, aren't you?
I'm good at eating and drinking.
I'm terrible.
It's now time for the quick fire round.
Yes, and to do this, we're going to try and beat the world's Team Pursuit record held by Australian team in the Commonwealth Games in 2018. And the time was
3:49.8.
So this is going to keep us honest. Are you ready, Chris?
I think so.
3, 2, 1, go.
Andy Singh.
Go.
I won 3 months of Zwift on your December the 28th episode. How do I redeem this?
Right, best thing to do is write in to us on Facebook and we'll get a code sent straight to you over direct message.
Right then, Kieran Brost. I'm only 14, I'm 15 in 2 months. I just bought a road bike in August. I've had a lot of help from your videos so far, and my dad, because he's done triathlons and cycled a lot. What advice would you give for general training for teens?
All right, I would 100% just get into a club that's local to you. Best is kind of getting close. You want a close club. And then, yeah, go out with the club on the weekends. And if you've got a velodrome or if you've got a cycle park, get there because they'll always do classes or club rides.
Yeah, try loads of different disciplines and teach yourself
Cross.
all the good
Mountain
technique.
bike.
It's
Yeah.
all about getting comfortable on your bike. Michael Kahn. I ride for fun and fitness, but I do love to go fast over long rides. My region is rolling terrain, virtually no flat or long climbs. How do I train in the winter to get faster in summer on those conditions? What should I do to get faster over 1 to 5 minute efforts?
Right, VO2 efforts. So just going out for a shorter ride, but really putting in 1 minute to 3 minutes, really hard effort. So around 100% of your FTP. So really max out sprint efforts stuff.
Nice.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, that's a perfect answer. Definitely. Navan Suntharan.
Hi GCN, I want to increase my stamina and FTP on the bike, but it's quite hard because I don't have a power meter. Any tips or training session that I can do without a power meter? Or should I invest some money on a power meter? What do you reckon?
Right, we've done a video on this actually, Hank and I, and we're going to drop that link in the comments or in the info box underneath the screen. And it's definitely achievable with, with a little thought.
I've done some training on field actually.
I think it's the way to go.
Yeah, it is done and it can be really enjoyable too. Right, next question is from Nicholas Smith. Hi guys, I'm looking to increase the total distance I can ride in a day. The longest I've ever done is 35 miles, but I'm looking to achieve a ride of 100 miles. The only problem is I'm limited on time during the week to about an hour over 2 to 3 days. What training can I do to increase my endurance in a short amount of time?
So with that short period of time, you want to focus on some intervals on the turbo. This will increase your aerobic capacity still, even though it's not actually improving your endurance, but it will make it easier for you to get out on the road. And then the key with that is to string as many of those sessions back to back as possible, because this will help
in building your endurance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then you'll smash your century. What do you reckon?
Yeah, when the weather's better, it will make it easier, won't it?
Yes, it will.
Hello GCN, I'm training for a marathon in mid-May. Also bicycle hill climbs for Mount Evans, which I looked up was 1 hour and 15 for the Strava KOM.
Ouch, that's a long climb.
Pikes Peak, which is a legendary climb in July and August. I'm also currently running a lot in the winter. Is there a corresponding Zwift training program that you can use to focus on these hill climbs?
Right, yes, 20 minutes, but this is an FTP session and we'll put it on screen now.
Ba-ding.
But it's really good for climbing. It's got some 20-minute intervals in, and those intervals will really string you out and really, work well for a long climb.
Did a lot of those, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did.
Steve, I'm really bad at pacing long rides on flat courses and always seem to average power lower than on a ride with lots of climbing.
25 seconds.
Should I be just riding FTP for the full hour or slowly ramping it up? Well, I would slowly ramp it up.
Yes, so start off, fairly easy at the beginning and then just slowly ramp up so then you can get the most out of yourself. So try and finish the effort empty.
Pacing.
Yeah.
Simon Falk up next with Talkback. How long do you have to train for to get into
Chris,
form?
gonna have to stop you. The Australian team have just won the record.
I don't care. We're on the final lap now, and we started the question. We're going to finish it.
We'll do a warm down that.
And once you're into form, how long can you stay there for? Well, Simon, the answer is a good 12 to 16 weeks minimum of building your fitness to get into form, and then once you're there, assuming you followed a good program, around 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. So keeping good good mental and physical condition is a sign of good form as well.
Yep, and fitness plus freshness is also form. We did a little ask around the office and that's what everyone's come back with.
Yeah, so I hope those questions and I hope you enjoyed the quickfire round and hopefully we'll beat the record time in next week's show. So make sure you tune into that on Friday.
Let's choose a 10K record.
Yeah,
give us a bit of extra time. We can take a few takes as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't forget to get your questions in with the hashtags Ask GCN Training to be with the chance of winning that free 3-month subscription to Zwift.
Yes, and for any other questions, then use the hashtag Talkback. And don't forget to put them in the comment section below. And if you did like this video, then give us a thumbs up.
And we'll see you next week.